kick a little something for the G's, and make a few ends as I breeze through. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping cause my mama ain't home.
Yo, what is good? It's that boy Gibbs back with another one, and today we are talking UFC 309, Stipe Miocic versus Jon Jones. And to be honest with you folks, it's gonna be a good one because we got Jon Jones coming from a hiatus. He tore his shoulder, and he's back a year later. And you got the old Miocic, maybe set past his prime, but hey, he's here, guys. So we're gonna see what happens in this fight, but before that, we're going to go ahead and go over last week's card where I went 8-3. A couple spots where I thought would happen. So let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. There we go. So here we go. Where I had Melissa Mullins, that's 1-0. I did take Tricali 1-1, Blackshear 2-1, Radke 3-1. I had Zach Scroggins. That was embarrassing. 3-2. Diniz Gomes. It's 3-2, and then Diniz Gomes 4-2. Then I had Malik. That's 4-2, 5-2, 6-3. I went 8-3. I don't know really, to be honest with you. I got the it was Zach Scroggins, Tricali. It was somewhere else. I definitely had it wrong. And then I'd actually on tape I did pick Romeo. So 8-3. Can't be too mad about it. Everything else pretty much had it spot on. So with no further ado, we're gonna slide on to the first fight of the night of UFC 309, in which we have Veronica Hardy versus Moura. So we're gonna go over the tail of the tape where we got Veronica Hardy 9-4-1. Moura 10-1, 29 years old for Veronica Hardy, 30 years old for Moura. This is her first time coming up to flyweight. She had missed weight 2 times in her last outings, and they had to nope, we're gonna go ahead and come up. Veronica Hardy, she's 5'4", Moura is 5'6", so she will be the bigger woman here, and that will pay dividends, to be honest with you. But I think that in this weight class, though, I think Veronica Hardy, man, she's been surging. And I think that a chick who's just coming up to 125, and she's actually the plus 125 dog here. We're actually going to go ahead and go some odds real quick. So the opening line for the fight was Moura plus 130, Veronica Hardy minus 150. She's a minus 162 now. She's 2-1 as a favorite. And Moura, she's a plus 128 now, and it's her first time being a dog. I'm actually rolling with, you guys seen a little bit of I had to cut that out. I had to cut that out because you guys seen a little bit of my predictions. But so go ahead and give me Veronica Hardy by decision. Next up, slide on to the next one, where we have Elliott versus Basel Hafez. So Basil Hafez, excuse me on the pronunciation. Basil Hafez is a guy who got fed to Jack Della in his first fight, and it actually went to split decision. I thought that was a good one. The next up, then we have Elliott, a guy who definitely came in, fought Val Woodburn in his first fight in the UFC, and he definitely came in as a dog versus Preston Parsons. Looked good. I actually had Elliott, folks, in that one. So one could say I'm pretty good at picking Elliott fights, and I think that this is a fight where Elliott will win. I think that he's the better minute winner in this fight, and I think Basil Hafez is just a guy who just barrage forward, and I don't like his style of fight. So Elliott actually came in as a minus 187 favorite opening line, and Basil is a plus 162 dog now. So Oban is a bigger, almost a 200 minus 200 favorite now. He's 1-0 as a favorite. Basil Hafez is a guy who's 0-1 as a dog. So the pick here for me is Elliott by probably decision. Next up, we're going to slide on to the next one where we have Gall versus Brahimaj. And this is a fight where Brahimaj is a guy trying to come back. Man, he's been alternating losses for the last 3 years. If you guys look, when he had lost to Thema Garimbo, then he beat a guy, Michael Gilmore. Who is that? It was a guy off Contender Series, if we're being dead honest. Court McGhee, a guy everybody thought he was going to win. He was a favorite there. He lost a UD. And then that guy, Sasha, everybody thought he was good. He came in, he beat his ass and choked him out. So what I've noticed is this guy actually, the only way he wins is by submission. He doesn't have any wins in any other facet. He's 0-4 to the decision. He's 10-0 to the submission, and he's 0-1 to the TKO. So we know what he's coming out here to do. And to be honest with you folks, I think this is a fight where Gall is going to come in and he's going to beat Brahimaj up. Gall, he has solid hands. Like, if we're going to be dead honest, Gall is a guy who's actually giving not Gall, but Mike Malott issues. So you can't tell me that he can't piece up a guy like Brahimaj who got his ear almost torn off by Max Payne Griffin. Nah, go ahead. I'm rolling with Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall is actually a guy who came in and from looking for a fight, and Dana pretty much came in and scooped him up. He actually started out his career 4-0, so it's very interesting. So I think that in this fight he's probably going to bounce back, folks. So go ahead and give me Mickey Gall. I would say probably TKO or decision. We didn't look at the odds. He's Mickey Gall is 4-2 as a favorite. Brahimaj is 0-2 as a dog. Yuck. Next up, we got Tybura versus Diniz. And we got Diniz, a guy who was 22-7 as a kickboxer, professional kickboxer. Tybura, man, this guy is a mixed martial artist at his his level. This dude is 29-5. He's dangerous. He's 6'3" with a 78-inch reach. You got Diniz, who's 6'4" with a 79.5-inch reach. This is a guy where I just feel like he's gonna just do what he does, man. Diniz, he's always been a guy who plots forward. I give him that. He has strong hands. He has nice, solid kickboxing. I give him that. But Tybura, he's a guy that he doesn't fight people in their strengths. Like, you can't tell me that Tybura. Hold on 1 second. You can't tell me Tybura is not gonna take this dude down and try to beat him up or submit him, kill him. I just feel like Diniz has not been tested all the way. And in his last one versus Carl Williams just decided not to wrestle. I don't get that. He started wanting to wrestle once he got cracked in the third round. And once he got him down in the third round, he almost finished him. So I just think Tybura is going to take him down to deep waters and he's going to kill him. So Tybura actually did open up as a big dog, plus 150 dog. Diniz opened up as a minus 175 favorite, and the money has come in on Diniz big time. So Diniz is a minus 175. I mean, the money has come in on Tybura, and he's now the favorite. He's 6-3 as a favorite, and Diniz is 1-0 as a dog. I expect this line to be flip flopping throughout the week because, to be honest with you, there's strong opinions on both sides. So that's a fight where I'm probably going to tread lightly and I'm going to keep it rolling. Next up, we got Jim Miller versus Damon Jackson Leach. So we got Damon Jackson. He's 36 now. He's 5'11" with 71-inch reach. Jim Miller, 5'8" with a 71-inch reach as well. But he is the shorter fighter. I think that Damon Jackson is going to be a guy that we haven't seen test Jim Miller in the ground in a while. Nick Lenz tried to test him there, but that was about it. I think that we're actually going to see Damon Jackson get minutes on the ground because, Jim Miller's a guy, man. He's super tough, super durable. He didn't get knocked out versus Bobby Green in his last one. But, Jim Miller, he's 5-14 as a dog. And I think he's like 19-6 as a favorite. It's actually crazy. So, excuse me. I think this is a fight where Damon Jackson's going to win minutes, folks. He's 3-0 as a favorite. I love that. And I just think that Jim Miller, man, he's past his prime, man. At this point, he's that old milk in the freezer. Pause. He's that old milk in the fridge that's just been sitting there for three weeks now. It's time to pour him out a drain. I think that Damon Jackson's going to get a win here. If Damon Jackson can't beat an old Jim Miller, he can't beat anybody. Let's make that clear. Next up, we're going to go ahead and go to Chris Weidman versus Eric Anders. And Eric Anders, a guy, man, who got cracked in his last one versus dude Jamie Pickett. Ugh, that was crazy. I actually had a bet on Anders that night, and I thought he was gonna get knocked out. You got a guy in Chris Weidman who's coming back, man. He actually came back from a good win, came in as a dog versus Bruno Silva, and he cashed in and cashed out. He's 12-7 in the UFC. He's a guy that doesn't take no for an answer. He did lose a 3-round decision to Brad Tavares in his fight back from the leg snap. Folks, I just think this is a fight where Chris Weidman is gonna beat this dude. Like, I don't know, man. Something's telling me that Chris Weidman's gonna win this fight. Um, he just looked good in his last one. I don't know if he's on drugs. I don't know if he's on PEDs. But shit, he looked better than we've seen him in a while. So, to be honest with you, I'm going with Chris Weidman. If we're gonna go look at the opening odds, Chris Weidman, a guy who came in at plus 160, Eric Anders minus 185. Yeah, man. Eric Anders is a guy who got beat up by Khalil Roundtree. He came in as a favorite there. I just think that Eric Anders, he's not great at anything. At least I can say Chris Weidman can take you down, and he can do it. Like, Eric Anders is a guy who's supposed to be a wrestler, but he fell in love with his hands after knocking like guys out, like Tim Williams out. Like, dude, who's Tim Williams? That's what I'm saying. So I don't know, man. Some's telling me go Chris Weidman. The tape says Chris Weidman. The numbers that I'm looking at says Chris Weidman. What I will say, Eric Anders is a 7-2 as a favorite. He's the opening favorite as well. So do with that what you will. The money is coming in on Chris Weidman as we speak. So if you like that side, you probably might want to get on there early because that number's pouring down. But we're gonna slide on to the next one. Go ahead and give me Chris Weidman by decision. Next up, we got Marcus McGhee versus Jonathan Martinez. And this is actually probably going to be one of the more entertaining fights on the card, folks, because honestly, you got two guys that they're about to go at it, man. This is like the UFC saying, you know what? I'm taking the training wheels off both of these guys, and they're going to go ahead and get in a scrap tonight. That's what the UFC is telling us in this matchup. And honestly, they don't even have an A side. Sometimes, the UFC got the guy they're trying to build up. They got the guy they're trying to get rid of. And they got the fight that they're just trying to have a fun fight. And this is the fun fight category. There's two guys that one could say the UFC tried to build up because, let's be honest, they brought Jose Aldo back from the UFC. And then Jonathan Martinez lost. He lost to Jose Aldo. I know he's the king of Rio. I know they was in Brazil. But he lost. He lost to an old Aldo. Go ahead and give me Marcus McGhee, man. Give me Marcus McGhee. Marcus McGhee is going to take this dude down, and he's going to submit him. Like, to be honest with you, it's crazy because you can't tell me that Marcus McGhee can't knock out Jonathan Martinez either. Like, you can't tell me he couldn't knock him out. Do I think he's going to knock him out? Probably not, because I think that maybe on the feet, Martinez has a technical advantage, but the power is easily on Marcus McGee's side. So I think that this is a fight where Marcus McGhee takes him down and he beats him up. Probably he turns around, spins around, gives it back up, and he gets choked out. So go ahead and give me Marcus McGhee by submission. And yeah, Marcus McGhee, he came in as the favorite too, minus 146 favorite. I think that was the opening line. No, I think it was actually a pick 'em. So it was actually a pick 'em. It was a pick 'em starting out. So that's actually very intriguing. Oh, I think that's very intriguing. And the line opened up as a pick 'em. So they didn't want to give a side out on this one, folks. I think they wanted to see where the money was going to come in, and they wanted to find out what side they were going to be on. And the side is Marcus McGhee, folks. 2-0 is a favorite, and he's going to be 10-1 after Saturday. Next up, we got Mauricio Ruffy versus James Llontop. But no, this dude one-shot Ruffy, man. This dude got them hands, man. He's a fighting nerd. We just seen what the fighting nerd last week did to Neil Magny, Carlos Prates, which we had Carlos Prates to knock out Neil Magny. We figured that would happen. And honestly, in this fight, I think that Ruffy's gonna knock him out probably in the third round, because we got a guy in James Llontop, a guy that we actually we didn't bet him, but we did pick him to win though. So that's one thing I will say. We picked Goku to win and he lost. That was tough. I think that this is a fight where, it could be competitive maybe in the first round, because I mean, dude, Yontop has a granite chin. We've seen him not submitted, but we have not seen him knocked out before. It's the first time for everything. I understand that, but I just think that I think Ruffy's probably gonna knock him out and probably in the third round. This line is crazy. I will say that. Like James Yontop, he only opened up as a -220 favorite, and now he's what is he, a -850 now? What the fuck? That line got steamrolls. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Yeah, Yontop definitely 0-1 as a favorite, 0-1 as a dog, 0-2 in the UFC. They don't know what to make of him, or only that he's probably a loser. That's probably what they think, and I think he's gonna lose here. Wouldn't call him a loser, but I think he's gonna lose this one. Next up, oh snap, that was weird. Sorry about that, folks. Next up, we got Kareem Silva versus Vivi Araujo. And I'm gonna make this one quick, man. I think Kareem Silva is gonna beat her probably by TKO. I know we've only seen Araujo knocked out once, but I think it can happen, man. It surely can happen again. Kareem Silva, a girl that went to decision for her first time ever in her last one versus Lipsky. And yeah, man, other than that, she's been winning and knocking out everybody. So I just think that this is a fight where Kareem Silva just wins minutes, man. I think Vivi, she's past her prime. She's a 12-6 fighter. She's 3-4 as a dog. You got Kareem Silva, who's 4-0 as a favorite. I'm just rolling with the favorite here, folks, and we'll just call it there. We got another fight that we're going to probably just skip through a little bit. We got Bo Nickal versus Bearzu Craig. Paul Craig, 36 years old. Bo Nickal, 28 years old. 6'1" for Nickal, 6'3" for Paul Craig. 76-inch reach for both of them. I think that this is a fight where the blueprint is just out on Paul Craig. Like, you could give a random guy the game plan to go out there and knock Paul Craig out, and he's going to go out there and get him a knockout. Like, Paul Craig's just that guy. Man, I don't know, man. Paul Craig, I don't know. I just don't know with Paul Craig. I hate that. I hate to say that for him because, could he get a stoppage here? I want to say, yeah, he could, though. Like, if Paul Craig actually got Bo Nickal to wrestle with him, that shit would be good. But the truth is here, folks, Bo Nickal's not going to wrestle with Paul Craig. He's going to strike with him. He's going to knock him out. That's what's going to happen. Bo Nickal's going to knock out Paul Craig. And that's what I'm predicting to happen. Bo Nickal knockout. Next up, we got Charles Oliveira versus Michael Iron Man Chandler. And I call him Iron Man because this dude's definitely tough as hell, man. Tough as nails, man. Shoot. Plan to fight to go the distance. Not to go the distance. Never fails, man. Man, I think Charles Oliveira is going to probably get him out of there again. But I think he's actually going to submit him this time, folks. I think a guy, Michael Chandler, man, he comes out so strong and so hot. You can't tell me he's not going to come out hot again. No. He's coming out hot again. I feel like Charles Oliveira is going to clip him early. He's going to put him down early, to be honest with you, folks. Michael Chandler, a guy who did get moments in the last one, almost got him out of there. A bad ref would have maybe stopped it. But, I feel like Oliveira, man, a guy who silenced all the critics talking about he's a quitter. I don't know, man. I don't think he's that quitter that everybody thinks he is anymore. Because if he was really a quitter, he would have quit in that third round versus Sarukian. He went decision. I needed that fight now to go the distance, folks. I ain't even gonna hold you. I think this fight's not going 5 rounds. This fight is scheduled 5 rounds. It's not going 5 rounds. I can assure you that. Actually, this fight will be over within 15 minutes. Whether it's Michael Chandler getting a big knockout, although Michael Chandler is his only win as an underdog came versus Dan Hooker. Yeah, so sorry about that. Michael Chandler, he's 1-3 as a dog. He's a plus 200 dog here. I got to go with Charles Oliveira, that guy who's 14-6 as a favorite. Just a longer fighter, the more complete fighter. Yeah, I got to go Charles Oliveira. Next up, we got the main event of the evening. And before that, everybody, can you please throw a like on the video? Throw a subscribe my way. Throw a subscription my way. Anything you would like, I appreciate that. Everything helps. Let's make this money, man, because I've been actually making a lot of money. Next up, Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic, folks. This is going to be a good one. We got Jon Jones, 37 years old. Stipe Miocic, 42. And Jon Jones retiring way too early, folks. Like, come on now. Retiring at 37, that would be so crazy if he retires. Yeah, Jon Jones, they're both 6'4", but Miocic has a 4.5-inch reach advantage. Excuse me. Jon Jones has a 4.5-inch reach advantage, and I think it's going to pay dividends here, man. Gosh, everybody's counting out on Stipe Miocic, man. Do I think he's going to win the fight? No, I don't think he's going to win the fight, folks. But I think he can get this fight extended a little bit longer than people think. I think this fight is going to be close, maybe the first round or two. But I think Jon Jones is going to end up taking him down to the ground. I know that sounds crazy, but Jon Jones was getting controlled. Not Jon Jones. Stipe Miocic was getting controlled by Francis Ngannou. So if he's getting controlled by Francis Ngannou, I know Jon Jones can take him down. So I just think Jon Jones probably going to maybe ground and pound him and probably throw some 12-6 elbows, man, to be honest with you. Shit. I just think that, I don't know, man. I just think that Jon Jones is a guy, man. He's good, but I don't know. Is he beating Tom Aspinall good? I don't know. It's a reason why he's fighting Miocic and not Aspinall. Aspinall will sleep Jon Jones because, to be honest with you, Jon Jones is super hittable, and that's why I'm saying this fight's gonna be super competitive in the first 2 rounds. I just definitely just believe that. That's just my opinion, though. But I am going Jon Jones. The opening line was -400. He's like a -700. He's -700 now. Like, come on now, that's crazy. And Jon Jones is actually an underdog in his first 2 fights in the UFC versus that Hispanic guy, or no, it was a Brazilian guy, and then he had fought Stephan Bonner at a dog price too. So yeah, man, I just feel like, man, Jon Jones gonna win it, man. He's the GOAT, and still, that's gonna be it for me, folks. Let me go ahead and go over my picks again. So I got Veronica Hardy by decision, Oban Elliott by decision, Mickey Gall decision, Tybura submission, Damon Jackson decision, Chris Weidman decision, Marcus McGhee submission. Oh wow. Ruffy TKO, Kareem Silva TKO, Bo Nickal TKO, Charles Oliveira submission, and Jon Jones TKO. So all of the stoppages come late. Very interesting. So, having said all that, folks, I will be getting out of here. We got Petr Yan versus who is it? Petr Yan. I forgot who Petr's fighting, dude. Oh, hold on, let me go to it. So it's Petr Yan versus Davison Figueiredo. And that's gonna be a good one, folks. I will see you guys in the next one. And yeah, man, let's make some money. Have a great night, folks.
Laid back.